There are nights when you lie still in the darkness, thinking that no one sees the wounds that have been silently bleeding within your soul. But I have never turned my face away from a single one of your tears. When others turned their backs, when cold words fell upon your life like a winter wind, I was still there, quietly placing my hand upon your heart to keep the flame within you from going out. You once thought silence was a sign that you had been forgotten, but in truth, it was within those quiet spaces that I was silently building in you a foundation no storm could ever destroy. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. As it is written in Matthew 5:4, you have not cried in vain. My beloved child, every tear that falls to the ground is kept by me like a seed for a season of restoration, greater than anything you have ever dared to imagine. Then the day will come when those who once underestimated you must face their own conscience. Not because I desire to punish them, but because true light always makes it impossible for darkness to keep hiding the truth. There are people who once thought that losing you meant losing nothing at all. They thought leaving you was only a small choice in their lives. But time will open their eyes, and they will realize how precious was the one who slipped from their hands. And when they see you rise again, strong, peaceful, and filled with light, their hearts will tremble with a deep, wordless regret, not because you repay them with pain, but because you have overcome it all through the gentleness I placed within your soul. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. As it is written in Psalm 118:22, what others look down upon, I have chosen to reveal my glory. My beloved child, do not think that your days of loneliness were stolen from you. They were not. They were the wilderness where I trained your soul to stand firm without needing the applause of people. When the world was silent toward you, I used that very silence to speak the deepest things into your heart. I taught you to understand that your worth does not rest in the eyes of others, but in the truth that you were created by my love. And because of this, you no longer need to fight for recognition. A river does not need to shout to prove it carries water. It simply flows in silence and makes every land it passes through green and alive. You are the same. The peace within you will become the most powerful testimony of all. Remember Joseph, the one who was betrayed by his own brothers and sold as though he were worthless. For long years he was forgotten in a dark prison, as if his life had ended in injustice. But in the deepest place of that pain, I was preparing for him a throne that no one could take away. And when I opened the appointed door, those who had once wounded him had to bow before the wisdom and grace I had placed upon his life. Do you see? I do not need to hurry in order to complete my plan. What I build is always more enduring than what people construct in haste. Your life is the same. Your old wounds are no longer chains. I am turning them into living evidence of my restoring power. Do not let your heart grow heavy when you think of those who walked away from you. Forgiveness does not mean denying the pain. It means handing judgment back to me so your soul can be free. If you keep holding on to bitterness, your heart will grow weary beneath the weight of things I never wanted you to carry. So today, let it go. Let me dry your eyes and replace the garment of mourning with the garment of peace. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. As it is written in 1 Peter 5:7, you do not need to keep proving that you are worthy of love. I loved you before you even knew how to call my name. Then, step by step, I will show you why I did not allow you to remain in that old place. Some doors close not to destroy you, but to protect your future from things that did not belong to you. If I had not drawn you out of certain relationships, certain places, and certain dreams that once caused you pain, you would not have been able to step into the new land I have prepared for you today. You once cried because you thought you had been abandoned, but in truth, I was saving you from the very things that would have caused your soul to wither. And now, As you have grown more mature in faith and peace, you will begin to understand that everything I allow carries a good purpose within it. There will be moments when others look at you in silence, because they no longer recognize the old version of you that once fell so easily. They will see in your eyes a steadiness that was never there before. They will realize that what they thought could destroy you became the very place where I built new strength within you. But my child, do not let this make your heart proud. Continue to walk gently and humbly, for true light does not blind others through display. It warms them through love and peace. When Moses came down from the mountain, his face shone with my presence, yet he did not see that light himself. Others saw it. You are the same. Do not try to create light by your own strength. Simply remain close to me, and the light will naturally flow through your life. And then, one day, their silent tears will no longer wound you. You will look upon them with compassion instead of bitterness. For when your soul is truly healed, you will understand that the most precious thing is not making others regret what they did, but knowing that you did not lose your light in the darkest seasons. That is the true victory. Not victory through power, but through the transformation of the soul. Not standing above others, but standing firm in my love. And from that place, I will use your very story to touch hearts that are desperate, so they may know that no rejection is strong enough to destroy the one I have called by name in everlasting love. My beloved child, let your heart rest in this. Your worth has never been determined by the way others treated you. There were seasons when you were underestimated, left behind as though your presence meant nothing. But even in those days, I was silently building your soul upon an unshakable rock, the everlasting love I have for you. What the world rejects cannot take away what I have called precious. I have loved you with an everlasting love, as it is written in Jeremiah 31:3. When every voice around you changes, my love remains unchanged. When human hearts waver, my hand still holds you firmly in a faithfulness that never fades. Do you understand why some tears fall in silence? Because tears do not know how to lie. There are things the lips try to hide, yet the soul unintentionally reveals them through every choked sob. Those who once walked away from you, who once treated your presence as something ordinary, will one day sit quietly in the night and recognize the emptiness they created with their own hands. They will remember the moments they once had with you, the gentle words they failed to treasure, the chances to love that they let slip away because of the shallowness of their own hearts. And in that very moment, truth will begin to awaken within them, like dawn breaking through a dark room. I do not do this to bring them low, but to help them understand that what belongs to the light cannot be replaced by the fleeting things of this world. My child, the light I have placed within you is not the kind of light that must shout to be noticed. It is like the sun rising after a long night. It does not argue. It does not try to prove itself. It simply appears in silence, and the darkness retreats on its own. So do not waste your strength trying to explain yourself to those who do not want to understand you. A healthy tree does not need to convince anyone that it is alive. Its fruit will speak for itself. You are the same. The peace in your eyes, the gentleness in your words, and the quiet strength in the way you rise after being wounded will become a testimony far more powerful than 1,000 arguments. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. As it is written in John 8:32, it is the truth I have planted within your soul that is causing even hearts once hardened to tremble. Remember Joseph, the young man betrayed by his own flesh and blood. His brothers thought they had destroyed the dream I placed within him when they sold him into slavery. They believed that pit was the end of Joseph's future. But what people call an ending, I transform into a doorway leading to a greater destiny. Through the lonely years in a foreign land, I never left Joseph. I was with him in the prison, in the tears, and in every night when no one understood him. Then came the day I lifted him up, and the very ones who had wounded him trembled and wept when they realized that the man they rejected was the very one chosen to save them in the midst of famine. Do you see? My beloved child, I can turn the deepest pain into the birthplace of the greatest grace. And many times, human tears do not come only from sorrow, but from the moment they finally understand the value of what they have lost. So today, I do not want you to live with bitterness in your heart. Do not let your soul become a dwelling place for old wounds. Forgiveness does not mean denying what they did. It means setting your soul free from the burden of the past. If you continue holding on to those wounds, there will be no room left within you to receive the new peace I am pouring over your life. Let the tears that once caused you pain become the waters that cleanse your soul. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. As it is written in Romans 12:21, you do not need to defeat anyone. What I desire is for you to overcome the darkness that once tried to consume your heart. Then there will come a time when you look back upon your journey and understand that no season of loneliness was meaningless. The nights when you thought you had been forgotten were actually the places where I taught you how to stand firm without depending on human approval. I used silence to make your faith grow deeper roots. I used brokenness to enlarge your heart with wisdom and compassion. And now, as you walk with that peaceful soul, those who once walked away from you will realize that they did not lose something small. They lost a soul carrying my light. But my beloved child, do not let this make your heart proud. Continue to walk gently and humbly. The one I lift up is not meant to stand above others, but to reflect my love more clearly in this wounded world. There will be people who weep when they see how much you have changed, but do not look upon their tears with satisfaction. Look upon them with compassion, for they too may be battling regret and emptiness within their souls. And if I have given you light, then use that light to bring warmth, not to burn. I tell you this, what I am doing in your life is far greater than merely causing others to recognize their mistakes. I am turning your very life into a song of restoration. One day, others will look at your story and understand that no rejection can destroy the one I love. No darkness is strong enough to extinguish the flame I have lit. And as you continue walking in that peace, you will realize that the most precious thing is not that others weep because they lost you, but that after everything, you still kept a gentle, pure, and loving heart within me. My beloved child, if one day the people who once passed through your life with indifference begin to fall silent when they remember you, do not think it is merely a fleeting emotion of the human heart. There are things I allow to remain in memory, not to torment anyone, but to awaken the parts of their souls that have long been asleep. Memory is like a river that never ceases to flow through the human mind, even when people try to cover it with new distractions and noise. Deep beneath the surface, there are still images that cannot be erased. And in the time I appoint, those images will return like the sound of a bell echoing through the stillness of the night, causing them to stop and face the very things their hearts once tried to avoid. But my child, when this happens, do not forget to lift your eyes toward me, for I am the one who has carried you through every season of pain and transformed your life into a testimony of restoring power. There were people who once believed it was easy to walk away from you. They thought time would sweep everything away like wind across an open field. But they did not understand that what has been touched by genuine love cannot disappear from the soul so quickly. Then there will come nights when they suddenly remember the peace in your eyes, the gentleness you once showed them, or the words of encouragement they once treated as ordinary. And in that very moment, their hearts will begin to tremble with a sorrow too deep to name. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. As it is written in Proverbs 6:9, I allowed all these things to happen not to destroy anyone, but so that every soul might learn to recognize what is truly precious. Do not be afraid when you see the past returning to their minds. I do not use memory as a whip, but as a gentle mirror placed before the conscience of mankind. In that mirror, they begin to see the things they once overlooked. They see the times you endured in silence without bitterness. They see the opportunities to love that were once so close, yet slipped from their hands because of their own choices. And the more they remember, the more they realize that what they lost was not merely a person, but a gift I had placed in their lives to bring light and peace. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God. As it is written in Romans 8:28, even brokenness is being used by me to teach, to heal, and to draw souls back closer to the truth. Remember Peter on the night he denied me 3 times. When the rooster crowed, the memory of my eyes upon him rushed back like a mighty wave. Scripture says that he went outside and wept bitterly. But, my child, those tears were not the end. It was the pain of recognizing the truth that opened the way for transformation within his soul. I did not leave Peter imprisoned in shame. I used that awakening to raise him up as a strong rock for many others afterward. Do you see? There are tears that do not come to destroy, but to purify the heart and open human eyes to what they once failed to see. Therefore, when I allow memory to echo within their hearts, it is not an act of repayment on your behalf. I do not want your heart to live on the pleasure of seeing others suffer. What I want you to understand is that light always leaves a mark. A soul that is loved sincerely will never completely disappear from another person's memory. And when those memories return, I am using that very echo to stir the conscience that has grown hardened. Perhaps they will try to avoid it at first. Perhaps they will convince themselves that everything is already in the past. But in the quietest hours, when all the noise of the world fades away, the truth will whisper within them again. My beloved child, do not let your heart become trapped in waiting for someone else to recognize your worth. If you live only in the hope that others will regret what they did, your soul will remain bound to the past. I am calling you beyond that. I want you to walk in the freedom of one who knows they are completely loved by me. The most precious thing is not that they cry because they remember you, but that after everything, you have still kept the gentle light within you. A lamp does not lose its value simply because someone once turned away from its light. It continues to shine, continues to bring warmth, and continues to guide those who are lost in the night. Then, as each day passes, you will realize that everything I do carries a purpose deeper than what your eyes can see today. The memories awakening in their hearts are only the beginning of the process through which I touch the human soul. Some will learn appreciation. Some will learn humility. Some will understand that they once let something good I had sent slip from their hands. And there will also be those who find their way back to me through that very regret. For many times, the path that leads a soul back to the light begins in the moment they recognize the emptiness they created with their own hands. So today, continue to walk gently in the peace I give you. Do not look back too long at the tears behind you. I have not called you to live in the past, but to move forward with a heart that is more mature, more tender, and more filled with light. What I am opening before your life is greater than what you have lost. And one day, when you look back over this entire journey, you will understand that even the most painful memories have been turned by me into instruments for revealing my love, my wisdom, and my wondrous restoring power upon your life. My beloved child, there are times when I allow memory to return to the human heart like a quiet call in the deep of night, not to bind them in pain, and not to make them live forever in torment, but to awaken the conscience that has been asleep for too long. I do not delight in seeing a soul crushed by regret. My heart is always turned toward healing, for even conviction can become a doorway that leads a person back to the light. I will lead them with loving kindness. As it is written in Jeremiah 31:9. So when memory knocks on the door of their soul, it is not only an echo of the past, but also a gentle invitation for them to look again at what is truly precious in their lives. Do not think that the heaviness they carry is meaningless. There are truths that can only be seen most clearly after people have lost what they once had. When they remember you, they are not merely remembering a face or a few old memories. What moves their hearts is the sense of peace that once existed when you were beside them, your sincerity, your patience, and the light within you left a deeper mark than they once realized. And now, each time memory returns, it is like an old song playing in a quiet room, making their hearts unable to keep pretending that none of it ever mattered. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. As it is written in Matthew 6:21, when their hearts still tremble because of what belonged to you, it is because their souls are beginning to recognize the value they once took lightly. My child, I want you to understand that true light always leaves a trace behind. A candle that once illuminated a room is not easily forgotten, even long after people have left that place. You are the same. Your presence touched the deepest parts of their hearts, even if they were not mature enough at the time to recognize it. And so, when they see you today stronger, more peaceful, and more gentle after all the wounds you have endured, the memories within them immediately awaken. Not because you are trying to prove anything, but because light cannot hide its own nature. A life that has been healed by me will naturally reflect my life. And that very reflection causes hearts that once grew distant to fall silent in thought. Remember the prodigal son in the parable I once told. While he was still in his father's house, he treated love and abundance as ordinary things. Only after wandering in a foreign land, living in hunger and loneliness, did the memory of his old home rise powerfully within him. He remembered the bread in his father's house, the peace he once had, and the love he had once taken lightly, and it was that memory that led him back home. Do you see? I can use memory like a bridge to draw a soul out of the darkness of pride and bring them back toward the light of truth. For many times, what awakens a person is not a harsh rebuke, but the realization that they had once been loved far more than they understood. So today, do not let your heart be carried away by the desire to prove yourself right. I did not raise you up so you could look down on others with self-righteousness. What I desire is for you to continue walking in humility and peace. When they see that you no longer carry resentment or bitterness, yet still keep a heart that is gentle and full of light, that will become a testimony more powerful than any words. This world is filled with people who answer hurt with more hurt, but it is rare to find souls who still preserve their gentleness after being wounded. And it is precisely this that causes others to lower their heads in silence. My beloved child, I know there were times when you wondered why you had to endure so much loss, but now you will begin to understand. I did not allow you to walk through suffering, only to leave you buried in brokenness. I allowed these things so the light within you could be refined like gold through fire. If you had never been wounded, you would not understand how to comfort others. If you had never been abandoned, you would not understand the value of faithfulness. And if you had never walked through long nights of loneliness, you would not feel so deeply the gentle presence of me beside your life. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. As it is written in Eins, Peter 5:10, then the time will come when those who once walked away from you realize that their rejection never extinguished the light within you. Instead, it caused that light to shine even brighter. They will understand that what is precious does not lose its value simply because it is overlooked. A jewel remains a jewel, even when forgotten beneath the dust. And when I bring it into the light at the appointed time, its beauty will leave many astonished. You are the same in my hands, not because you are perfect, but because I have touched your life with my love and grace. So continue walking forward. My beloved child, do not look back too long at the tears behind you. If memory is speaking to them, then let me do my work within their hearts. Your part is not to carry that burden, but to keep the light within you burning brightly through love, peace, and kindness, and through the very way you live. Many people will come to understand that the greatest thing is not the regret of losing you, but the truth that I can still turn every broken thing into a pathway leading to healing and restoration. My beloved child, when memory continues to echo within the hearts of people, it does not stop at awakening or silent tears. I often use those very echoes to lead human souls deeper into the place where they can no longer run from the truth. And then a moment will come when all the noise outside begins to fade away, leaving them face to face with the stillness within themselves. But my child, do not fear that stillness. In the eyes of the world, silence is often seen as emptiness, loneliness, or even failure. But in my eyes, it is sacred ground where I quietly prepare greater things to be born. Be still and know that I am God. As it is written in Psalm 46, 10 double, it is within that quiet place that I do my deepest work, the kind your eyes cannot yet see. I have never wasted the seasons when you thought you had been forgotten. While others only saw delay, I saw your soul growing deeper roots in peace. There are things that cannot grow in the midst of noise. A seed must rest beneath the soil before it can rise into a strong tree. You are the same. I led you through seasons of silence to teach you no longer to depend on applause or the approval of people. In that stillness, I slowly aligned the rhythm of your heart with the rhythm of heaven. I removed from you the haste, the fear, and the chaotic voices that once exhausted your soul. And in their place, I planted within you a peace that does not depend on circumstances. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you, as it is written in Isaiah 26, 3. My beloved child, the world often believes that strength is found in always moving, always proving, always making noise. But I am teaching you a different path. I am teaching you that true strength is formed in the hidden place of the soul, the place unseen by anyone but me. A deep river usually flows more quietly than shallow water, and the more a soul matures in me, the more it learns to remain at peace in the midst of every storm. So when I lead you into a season of quietness, it is not because I am taking something away from you. I am preparing to give you something greater than what you were once able to carry. Remember the prophet Elijah on Mount Horeb. After days of weariness and confusion, he stood waiting for me in the cave. A mighty wind arose. The earth shook, and fire blazed, but I was not in those loud and violent things. Then after all of it came a gentle whisper, and it was there that Elijah recognized my presence. Do you see? I do not always speak through thunder. Many times, I speak most clearly in the deepest stillness of the soul, and only those who know how to be quiet can recognize my voice among the countless sounds of this world. There are days when you feel as though you are standing still while everyone else moves ahead. But I tell you this, stillness in my hands is never meaningless. An arrow must be pulled backward before it can fly far. A house must have deep foundations before it can stand firm through storms. And a soul must pass through seasons of quietness to learn how to root itself in me before stepping into what I have prepared. If I allowed you to receive everything too soon while your inner life was still in turmoil, even those blessings could become burdens to you. That is why I choose to nurture you in peace before entrusting you with greater things. My beloved child, I see that you are learning how to listen instead of reacting too quickly. I see that you are learning how to remain beneath the shadow of my wings instead of running after every voice of the world. And this is making your soul stronger day by day. Stillness helps you recognize which voice speaks from love, which one speaks from fear, which things come from me, and which are only echoes of old anxieties. When your soul is no longer consumed by chaos, you will begin to see everything more clearly. Your decisions will no longer be led by fleeting emotions, but by the wisdom and peace I place within your heart. Do not underestimate the quiet hours you spend with me. It is there that I am enlarging your soul to receive something new. A vessel filled with noise has no room left for the water of life to be poured in. But when you learn to be still, I can fill you with light, with wisdom, and with healing love. And then, from that settled place within, every step you take will naturally become clearer. You will no longer have to struggle to find your way through confusion, because my peace will guide you step by step. So today, my beloved child, do not fear the seasons of silence. They are not the times when I have moved away from you, but the places where I am closest to you. When every sound outside begins to fade, you will start to hear my voice more clearly, calling your name with gentle love. And one day, when you look back on this journey, you will understand that the seasons which seemed the most silent were the very places where I built within you the deepest strength and the most enduring beauty for the future I had already prepared. My beloved child, look at the way I create a great tree beneath the heavens. The part that rises high toward the light is not formed first. It is the roots, hidden deep beneath the soil. No one sees them growing day by day. No one hears the sound of their rooting. Yet that hidden place determines the life of the entire tree. If the roots are not deep enough, even one strong wind can uproot it. Your soul is the same. The seasons of stillness I lead you through are not meant to make you disappear from the world, but to strengthen the deepest part within you with the steadfastness that comes from me. He will be like a tree planted by the waters, sending out its roots by the stream. Its leaves remain green. As it is written in Jeremiah 17:8, I am causing you to take root in peace, so that when seasons of strong winds come, you will still stand firm and not be swept away by fear. You often see only the results that appear on the surface, but I always begin my work in the place no one can see. In the days when it seems as though nothing is changing, I am quietly enlarging your heart, teaching you perseverance and gentleness toward yourself. There are lessons that cannot be learned in haste, so I slow your steps, so you may realize that blessing is not found only at the destination, but also in every peaceful breath along the journey. I teach you to give thanks for the morning light, for a meal that is enough, for a soul that still knows how to hope after so much weariness. And when gratitude begins to take root, you will see that even the smallest things become gentle miracles in your life. Give thanks in all circumstances, as it is written in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, because a grateful heart always opens the door for peace to enter. My child, I know the world is used to living in haste. People want everything to happen immediately. They want to see instant results so their hearts can feel secure. But my kingdom moves according to a different rhythm. A seed does not blossom overnight. A mature soul also needs time to be refined. So when I teach you to wait, I am not making you waste time. I am preparing you to carry what I am about to entrust to you without being exhausted by the very blessing itself. Waiting in me is not meaningless delay, but the art of faith, the place where you still keep light within your heart even before your eyes can see the result. Remember David in the years when he tended sheep in the wilderness, before he stood before the people with a crown upon his head. I taught him how to be alone in the quiet fields. It was there that I shaped his soul through days no one saw, through the sound of his harp beneath the night sky, and through prayers with no audience but me. People only saw David's victory over Goliath, but they did not see the long seasons when I was quietly building faith within him in the place of stillness. You are the same, my beloved child. The hidden seasons of today are becoming the foundation for the greater things I will reveal tomorrow. My beloved child, stillness is not weak passivity. On the contrary, it is the active choice to place your soul in the rhythm of heaven instead of being dragged along by the chaos of the world. When you stop chasing every noise out there, you begin to hear more clearly the heartbeat of peace I am placing within you. There are days when all you need to do is sit still. Take a deep breath and realize that I am still there, closer than your very breath. And when you place your hand upon your chest and whisper, I am loved, I am guided, I am held, you are not merely comforting yourself. You are agreeing with the truth I spoke over you before you were ever born. I see that you are learning how to love in silence, and it is far more beautiful than you realize. The world often remembers what is loud and dramatic, but souls are truly healed by what is gentle. You may not recognize it, but even a compassionate glance, a soft word, or the peacefulness of your presence can become a refuge for a weary heart. You do not need to do anything extraordinary to bring my light into the world. The very way you live slower, kinder, more sincere, has already become a beautiful song in this age filled with noise and haste. Remember Mary, who sat at my feet to listen while many others were busy and distracted. The world may have considered that quietness useless, but I called it the better part. For there are things that can only be given to a soul that knows how to stop and remain near me. And just as Mary carried within her the fragrance of heavenly presence, you too will carry a kind of light that causes others to sense something different without any effort on your part. It is not the light of performance, but the light of a soul that has learned how to rest in my love. Then one day you will suddenly realize that after those quiet seasons, the light has begun to spread naturally. No longer weak rays struggling against darkness, but a gentle and enduring light like the dawn slowly covering the earth. In that moment, you will understand that the most extraordinary things are often born from the most ordinary days, the days you patiently prayed, the days you learned gratitude in silence, the days you chose to trust me, even when nothing seemed to change. It was within those seemingly small moments that I was quietly planting the seeds of your future. My beloved child, I know there will come a time when you look upward and feel that heaven is nearer than ever before. Things that once seemed unclear will begin to shine with clarity. Doors that once remained closed will begin to open. The seeds I planted through your tears are now bearing clusters of sweet fruit, and you will understand that no season of silence was ever meaningless. Everything has been moving according to my perfect timing. Just as the stars appear most clearly only when the night grows deep enough, He has made everything beautiful in its time. As it is written in Ecclesiastes Dry, Elf, what I do in your life never comes too early or too late. It always arrives at the exact moment your soul is ready to carry it. So today, continue walking with a grateful heart. Do not force yourself to become radiant in the way the world expects. True light does not strain itself in order to shine. It simply remains where I have placed it. And then, in the gentleness of an ordinary day, you will realize that a glow has begun to grow around your life, gentle, yet never weak, peaceful, yet impossible to extinguish. That very light will guide you through new seasons, so that those who encounter you may see the beauty I have been quietly forming within your soul all this time. So, my beloved child, smile and keep moving forward. There is no need to hurry, no need to be afraid. Good things are blooming according to my timing. And the most radiant thing is not that the whole world sees you, but that you have become a soul so filled with peace that your very presence allows others to feel the warmth of heaven. My beloved child, the light I placed within you is no longer the fragile spark it once was in the beginning. Through seasons of stillness, through the times when you quietly learned to trust me in loneliness and waiting, that light has grown into a gentle and enduring flame. It does not burn in order to impress others, nor does it seek attention for itself. True light always carries within it the peace of heaven. It comes to bring warmth, to guide, and to become a resting place for weary souls wandering through the night. And I rejoice when I see within you a radiance that places no pressure upon anyone, yet still causes others to feel safe and at peace whenever they are near you. Do you know why your presence is beginning to change the atmosphere around you? It is because when a soul has remained long in my peace, even its very breath carries gentleness. You do not need to strive to create influence. A clear stream does not advertise the freshness of its water. The thirsty simply come to drink. You are the same. When you walk with a heart no longer consumed by chaos, the light within you will naturally calm places filled with tension, soften hearts that have grown hardened, and bring hope to those who have lived too long in weariness. There will be people who may not remember everything you said, but they will remember the peace they felt when they were near you. That is how my light is shining through your life. I love the way you are learning to speak with gentleness instead of pressure. There are words born from the fear of needing to be seen, and there are words born from a heart that has found rest in my love. Those words carry healing within them. A gentle tongue is a tree of life. As it is written in Proverbs 5th scene, fear. When you listen to someone sincerely, when you smile to encourage a sorrowful soul, when you are patient with the weak, heaven is touching the earth through those very small acts. You often think miracles must be grand and dazzling, but I tell you this, many of the miracles I perform begin with a gentle gesture and a heart that knows how to love. My child, do not underestimate the simple things I am doing through you each day. A small lamp in a dark room can still guide many people, and many times, what brings healing to the world is not the greatness people see, but the peaceful presence of a soul that has learned how to remain close to me. There are people walking through life with exhausted hearts. They do not need more noise. They need a place that reminds them gentleness still exists in this world. I am making you into such a place, my beloved child. Timing has always been in my hands. There are seasons when I allow doors to remain closed, not because you lack light, but because I am waiting for the most fitting moment for that light to be fully revealed. If I opened everything too soon, your soul might not yet be strong enough to carry what I intend to give you. But now, after seasons of shaping your heart in silence, I see that you have changed. You are no longer as restless as before. You are beginning to understand that what truly belongs to you does not need to be grasped through anxiety. And so, new doors will begin to open before you in ways so gentle that even you will be surprised. No longer through exhausting striving, but with the feeling that everything is naturally falling into its rightful place. Let your light shine before others. As it is written in Matthew 5:16, but I do not want you to understand those words as a call to display yourself. The light I speak of is not performance. It is a life reflecting my love and my peace. When you continue to live gently in a world quick to anger, generously in a world full of calculation, sincerely in the midst of pretense, my light is already being clearly revealed through you. And the most beautiful thing is this: when that light touches others, they are not drawn toward you, but led closer to me, the true source of all light and life. Remember Esther, whom I prepared quietly before she stepped into the appointed moment of her life. For a long time, She simply lived through days that seemed ordinary, while no one knew I was preparing a destined moment for her and for an entire people. But when the time arrived, everything opened with perfect precision and grace. You are the same, my beloved child. The former seasons were not meaningless. I was quietly preparing your soul for the appointed time I had chosen. And now, the doors I open for you will not only become opportunities for you alone, but pathways through which my light in you can reach many others. I know there were times when you feared you were moving too slowly, but look at the sunrise each morning. It never rushes, and yet the whole sky is still filled with light at the appointed time. What I am doing in your life is the same. Grace is never late. Light never appears in the wrong season. Everything I arrange carries its own perfect rhythm, and along every step of your journey, I have already placed gentle signs so you may recognize that my hand is still leading you. So today, continue walking with gratitude and a heart at rest. Do not worry about becoming radiant in the way the world expects. Simply remain close to me, and the light within you will naturally grow like the dawn, slowly spreading across the earth. Then you will begin to see good things blooming around you, not loudly, not hurriedly, but beautifully and enduringly. And when others look at your life, they will not only see a strong person, but also the beauty of a soul that has been touched by my gentle and everlasting love. My beloved child, true light always carries within it a humble beauty. It does not try to force every eye to look toward it, nor does it seek praise in order to feel valuable. Light simply exists, and through its very presence, everything around it begins to change. A dark room does not need to argue with the darkness once a lamp is lit. The darkness naturally retreats. Your soul is becoming the same in my hands. I did not call you to live for attention, but to become a source of peace where other souls can rest and find healing. Do you realize that wherever true peace exists, human hearts begin to soften? There are people who enter the lives of others carrying pressure, anxiety, and noise, but I am making you into a different kind of presence. When you appear with a heart resting in me, the atmosphere around you slowly begins to change in gentle ways. Tension is eased. Defensive hearts begin to open. People feel safe enough to speak honestly about their pain without fear of judgment. That is how light works, not through force, not through noise, but through quiet power. Blessed are the peacemakers. As it is written in Matthew 5:9, I rejoice when I see you learning how to become a bridge of gentleness in a world so quick to wound one another. My child, your strength does not lie in speaking endlessly, but in the fact that your soul has been deeply immersed in my peace. When a heart is truly at rest, its words naturally carry weight, not the weight of pressure, but the sincerity that makes others feel loved and understood. I am teaching you the art of listening, not only with your ears, but with compassion. There are moments when a compassionate glance heals more deeply than a long speech. There are moments when a gentle hand placed upon someone's shoulder brings more hope than thousands of pieces of advice. And when you choose to be present with such sincerity, the light within you is fulfilling the work I entrusted to you for that very day. My beloved child, do not underestimate the small encounters along your journey. In my hands, nothing is accidental. A greeting can open the door to a destined connection. A conversation that seems ordinary can become the seed of something far greater in the future. I often begin my most wondrous works through the simplest moments, just as I used 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands. What I need is not grandeur, but a willing heart that I can use. You are the same. When you walk with a gentle and open heart, I can use your simple kindness to sow hope into many weary and thirsty souls. Do not be saddened by the doors that once did not open for you. Light does not lose its value simply because some places are not yet ready to receive it. A seed cannot bloom in every kind of soil, but when it finds the right fertile ground, it will grow strong and bear much sweet fruit. I am leading you along a wise path, where relationships are refined and opportunities are placed where they belong. There are things I did not allow you to keep because they would have slowed the growth of your soul. But there are also doors I am preparing to open wider, more beautifully, and more fittingly for what I am forming within you today. Consider the plants of the field. As I once taught my disciples, they do not worry or compete in order to grow, yet they are still cared for in the right season and at the right time. You are the same. My beloved child, the light within you does not need to chase recognition in order to prove its worth. What I have placed within you will find the place that needs it, just as water always finds its way to thirsty ground. There are people praying for the peace you carry within you. There are souls who need the very gentleness you are able to give, and I will lead them to you at the most beautiful time. I see that you are gradually understanding that true growth is not about growing quickly, but about growing deeply enough. A strong and mature tree needs time for its roots to sink deep into the soil. If everything came too quickly while your inner life was not yet mature enough, your soul would easily become weary and lose direction. So I am not only concerned with widening the road before you, I am also concerned with enlarging the heart within you. I am making the light inside you more mature, gentler, yet steadier, humbler, yet more full of life. Remember the Good Samaritan. He did not enter that story intending to be praised by anyone. He simply stopped before a wounded man, bent down, and offered mercy. Yet that quiet act became a light remembered by generations. Do you see? What touches the world most deeply is often not what is loud, but the hidden acts that flow from genuine love. I am forming such a heart within you, a heart that knows how to see, how to listen, and how to heal. So today, continue walking in peace. Do not worry if at times your journey seems slower than others. A field of grain does not turn golden overnight, but when the season comes, the entire field bows together in the radiant beauty of maturity. What I am doing in your life is the same. I am causing everything to grow according to the enduring rhythm of heaven. And then, step by step, you will see the seeds of kindness, faithfulness, and light that you have sown begin to bloom into beautiful connections, timely opportunities, and harvests full of grace. My beloved child, be at peace. The light within you has matured enough to guide many others. There is no need to hurry, and no need to fear. Goodness will find its way to the place where loving light is present, and I will continue to lead you, one gentle yet steady step at a time, until your very life becomes a garden of peace, where many other souls find hope and rest. My beloved child, what I am doing in your life has never been a shallow change or a brief flash of light that quickly fades away. I do not build your soul through things that are temporary. I choose to lead you step by step, day after day, so that transformation may take root deeply within the most hidden places of your heart, just as water patiently flowing through the years can smooth even the hardest stone. Your quiet faithfulness is shaping marks that time itself cannot erase. Others may only see the results today and marvel at the change within you. But I know every battle you silently endured during the days when no one else could see. I remember the times you bit your lip to keep yourself from responding with bitterness. I saw the nights when your heart was broken, yet you still chose forgiveness instead of resentment. I saw the moments when you wanted to close your heart because you feared being wounded again, yet you still chose to love and trust me one more time. My beloved child, it was those very small choices that opened the way for the greater miracles you see today. Whoever is faithful in very little will also be faithful in much. As it is written in Luke 16:10, the world searches for glorious moments, But I build true glory through the hidden decisions that only I fully see. There were people who believed you would remain forever trapped in the old darkness of your pain. They once looked at you with doubt, as though your wounds were too deep for you ever to rise again. But now, when they look at you, they no longer see the person who once fell so easily. They see within you a steadiness that cannot be explained by human strength alone, and that causes their hearts to fall silent, not because you are trying to prove anything, but because the light I have placed within you has become far too clear to be hidden anymore. The path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, shining brighter and brighter until full day. As it is written in Proverbs 4:18, that light does not come from your perfection, but from the fact that you allowed me to touch the deepest places within your soul. My beloved child, true transformation always begins at the roots before it appears outwardly. A tree cannot stand firm if its roots remain rotten beneath the ground. That is why, before I changed the circumstances around you, I first worked within you. I taught you how to lean on me instead of forcing yourself to appear strong. I taught you that sometimes the greatest strength is not found in never crying, but in continuing to trust even through days filled with tears. My power is made perfect in weakness. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 12:9, it was when you admitted that you needed me that your soul began to grow strong in a way the world cannot understand. I led you through dark nights to teach you a hope that does not depend on circumstances. I allowed you to taste peace even while everything around you seemed chaotic, so you could know that my presence is more real than any storm in life. And then, every trial, every moment you rose again after brokenness, wove a new garment for your soul, a garment of maturity, compassion, and faith refined through fire. When people look at you today, they do not merely see someone who has changed outwardly. They sense something deeper, a beauty born from pain that has been healed. Remember Jacob, who once lived in fear and constant striving, but after the night he wrestled with me by the river Jabbok. He walked differently. From that day forward, he was no longer only Jacob, but carried a new name, Israel. Do you see? True encounters with me always leave deep marks upon the human soul. They change the way you walk, the way you see life, and even the way others see you. You are the same, my beloved child. The seasons you remained within my presence have caused your soul to carry the light of transformation in a way no one can deny. There are people now who no longer know what to call the change taking place within you. They only know that you are no longer the same as before. The peace in your eyes, the gentleness yet strength within your words, and the calmness with which you walk through trials make it impossible for them to continue dismissing what I am doing in your life. And deep within them, a truth begins to echo. The very thing they once thought would be extinguished is now shining brighter than ever. In that moment, human pride gives way to a quiet recognition that a greater hand is at work upon your life. But my child, do not let this transformation make your heart proud. I did not change you so that you could stand above others, but so that you could become a living witness to my love and my grace. A soul that is truly mature does not need to prove its strength. It simply continues to love, continues to be gentle, and continues to walk in the light even after being deeply wounded. I rejoice when I see you learning this. So today, look back upon your journey with gratitude. Every tear, every season of waiting, every silent battle you once thought meaningless is being woven into a story more beautiful than you ever imagined. The transformation within you no longer belongs to you alone. It has become proof that my love can rebuild what once seemed shattered, can make flowers bloom where ashes once lay, and can turn a wounded soul into a shining lamp for many others. And then, my beloved child, as you continue walking in that light, Many people will not only see you, they will see me through the life that has been transformed within you. My beloved child, the journey I am opening before you is no longer only the story of one soul being healed. What I have done within you is now beginning to echo into the lives of many others, like the sound of a bell carrying through the stillness of an early morning. There will be people who see in you something they thought had disappeared from this world, that gentleness can still exist after pain, that trust can still bloom after disappointment, and that light can still rise after long seasons of darkness. And that very thing will awaken hope within weary hearts. Comfort one another with the comfort you yourselves have received from God. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 1:4, I did not heal you so that you alone could live in peace. I healed you so that through your life, many others might also realize they have never been forgotten. Do you know that your perseverance is becoming encouragement for people who do not yet have the strength to rise again? There are souls quietly watching you without you even realizing it. They see the way you walk through pain without allowing your heart to become bitter. They see that you have kept your gentleness in a world that so easily hardens people, and this causes them to wonder whether they too could ever be changed in such a way. My beloved child, your very life is answering them. Yes, they can also be restored. For what I have done for one soul, I can also do for many others if they are willing to open their hearts to my love. I rejoice when I see you beginning to understand that true strength is not found in making others amazed, but in becoming a place where others feel supported. A great tree does not bear fruit for itself alone. Its shade becomes a resting place for others. You are the same. The peace I have placed within you is not only to soothe your own heart, but to become refreshing water for souls that are dry and weary. There will be people who regain their faith simply because they see that you still trust after everything you have endured. There will be people who learn how to love again because they witness you choosing forgiveness instead of revenge. And there will be those who draw closer to me because they see my light reflected through the way you live. Remember Paul, who walked through suffering, imprisonment, and countless trials. Yet the very things he endured became a source of encouragement for generations afterward. He did not preach only through words. His transformed life became the strongest evidence of my restoring power. You are the same, my beloved child. There are lessons others will never truly hear if they are spoken only with words. But when they see someone who was once broken, now walking in peace and love, they will understand that what I do is real. So do not be surprised if there are eyes quietly watching you, with emotions mixed between admiration and regret. There are people remembering the way they once treated you, remembering careless words they spoke, remembering opportunities to love that they allowed to slip away. And within that silence, their hearts begin to examine themselves. But I do not want you to look upon them with pride or satisfaction. I want your heart to remain gentle, just as it was when I first began healing you. For true transformation does not make the heart cold, it makes the heart more generous. My beloved child, if I have forgiven you and been patient with you through all your moments of weakness, then you too must learn how to look upon others with eyes of mercy. Perhaps today they are carrying regret over the past. Perhaps they are hurting because they have finally realized the value of what they once took lightly. But the very transformation within you can become a doorway through which they find light for their own lives. I do not want your restoration to become a wall that causes others shame. I want it to become a lamp guiding lost souls home. Love one another as I have loved you. As it is written in John Dreitzen, 34. This is the most beautiful mark of a soul that is truly matured, the ability to still love after having once been deeply wounded. And I see that growing within you. In the past, perhaps you wanted to prove yourself right and make others recognize their mistakes. But now I am transforming you more deeply than that. You no longer need recognition in order to know your worth, because you already know that you are loved in me. And it is that freedom that makes the light within you both gentle and strong at the same time. Remember that your life is now becoming a sermon without words. There are things you no longer need to explain, because the way you live already says everything. When you walk in peace instead of chaos, others will see it. When you choose to uplift instead of judge, others will feel it. When you continue to hope in the midst of trials, others will understand that a greater strength is holding you. And through that very simplicity, my light spreads farther than any speech ever could. So today, my beloved child, continue walking with a heart full of mercy. Do not close the doors of your soul simply because you were once wounded. I am using your very story to open pathways for many others to step out of their darkness. And through each gentle step you take, many souls will come to realize that transformation is real, that love is still stronger than brokenness, and that no soul is too far away to be touched by my light. My beloved child, there were seasons when your name was spoken with indifference, as though your presence carried little meaning in the midst of this crowded world. I saw the doubtful eyes, the dismissive words, and the moments when you questioned whether your worth was truly being seen. But my child, what people choose to define can never determine the identity I have placed upon your life. Before human lips ever called your name, I called you by love and by an eternal purpose. I have called you by your name, you are mine. As it is written in Isaiah 43:1, when I call someone by name, I am not merely speaking a title, I am calling forth their destiny, their light, and the goodness I have planted within their soul. Now you are stepping into a different season, no longer a season of being overlooked, but a season in which I allow the light within you to be naturally recognized. But remember this, I do not raise you up through striving or by forcing your way into the world. I raise you up the same way the dawn rises upon the sky quietly, yet impossible to stop. When the sun rises, it does not need to prove that it is light. Its presence alone causes darkness to disappear. You are the same. What I have done silently within your life through many seasons of trial is now beginning to appear before the eyes of many people. And what causes them to fall silent is not your display, but the peace and steadiness they sense within you. There are people who once believed they understood you, but now they are beginning to realize they never truly saw everything I had placed within your soul. When they speak your name today, there is no longer the same disregard within their hearts. Instead, there is a quiet hesitation, a silent acknowledgement that even they themselves struggle to explain. For the human soul may resist the truth for a time, but in the end, it still recognizes light when that light becomes clear enough. I am causing your name to become associated with faithfulness, gentleness, and peace to such a degree that even those who once doubted you can no longer ignore the difference. My beloved child, what I am doing within you is not like lightning that flashes for a moment and disappears. I do not build glory through loud and fleeting moments. What I create is like the dawn slowly spreading across the heavens. At first, it is only a small line of light at the horizon, but then the layers of cloud gradually fade until the whole sky is filled with brightness. You are the same in my hands. Every layer of doubt that once covered you is being removed, not through violent resistance, but through the steady endurance of true light. And the time will come when people will no longer be able to look at you with the same old eyes. You shall be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord. As it is written in Isaiah 62:3, do not think I spoke those words only to the great figures of Scripture long ago. I am also speaking them over you today. When I place my hand upon a life, that life begins to carry a different mark, not so that the person may be worshipped, but so that through them, the beauty of my grace may be revealed. Your name is no longer merely a sound people use to call you. It is slowly becoming a memory of kindness, of faithfulness, and of a soul that walked through suffering without losing its light. Remember David. There was a time when he was only a young shepherd boy, overlooked even by his own family. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint someone, his father and brothers did not even think to call him in. But I saw what others did not see. I looked at the heart, and at the appointed time, the name once forgotten in the fields was heard throughout Israel as the name of a king chosen by me. Do you see, when I decide to lift someone up, no disregard from the world can stop what I have determined. My beloved child, I want you to keep your heart humble in this new season. Do not let the change in the way others look at you cause you to forget that I am the source of every good thing. If your name is spoken with respect today, it is not because you created that light by yourself, but because you allowed me to lead you through seasons of refining. Some people only see the present result without knowing how you once cried through long nights, how you had to learn forgiveness, and how you stood up again after moments when you felt you might collapse. But I know it all, and I rejoice because you did not allow pain to make your heart bitter. Now, as your name begins to carry a different meaning in the hearts of many people, use this season to continue reflecting my love. Do not seek recognition. Continue seeking closeness with me. For the reputation built by the world can change very quickly, but the name I place upon your life will stand forever. I do not want you to live to maintain an image in the eyes of others. I want you to live as a soul, resting in my love, where your worth no longer depends on human praise or criticism. And then, my beloved child, the day will come when your very life becomes a quiet confirmation that light cannot be extinguished. People will look at your journey and understand that what I protect, no one can destroy. What was once overlooked in the hands of the world becomes beautiful in my hands. And when your name is spoken in the stories of others, I want it to carry the fragrance of peace, faithfulness, and grace, so that anyone who hears it may recognize that a loving and powerful hand has been quietly guiding you through this entire journey. My beloved child, there are things I restore with great power, like the rising waves of the sea. But there are also things I restore with quiet gentleness, like morning light touching the earth. Your reputation belongs to this kind of restoration. I do not need to do it through noise or public display. When I decide to lift up a soul, I do it in a far deeper way. I let the transformation in that person's life speak for itself. And then, little by little, the eyes of others begin to change without them even realizing when it happened. There will be conversations that take place when you are not present. There will be people who suddenly speak your name with a tone different from before. They will remember the old days, remember how they once thought of you, and then fall silent when they see who you are today. They were once so weak, and now look at who they have become. But my child, the most beautiful thing is not that others must acknowledge you, but that through your story, they begin to recognize that my hand is real. I was the one who lifted you up when you thought you no longer had the strength to keep walking. I was the one who kept the light within you from going out through long seasons of being misunderstood and underestimated. And when others see the result today, I want them to understand that it was not your own strength that made this happen, but my grace working upon your life, not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit. As it is written in Zechariah 4:6, keep those words very close within your heart. Do not allow the changing opinions of people to make you forget that the source of every good thing within you comes from me. The world can change very quickly in the way it views a person. Today they may praise you, and tomorrow they may forget you. But the mark I have placed upon you is not like that. It is not built upon the unstable emotions of people, but upon my everlasting love and my good purpose for your life. My beloved child, I want your name to become a sound that carries peace, not a name that causes envy or fear, but a name that softens hearts whenever it is spoken. I want people, when they think of you, to remember gentleness, faithfulness, and love that remains steadfast even after pain. There are many who are famous in the eyes of the world, yet their souls bring life to no one. But I am creating within you a different kind of beauty, the beauty of a soul reflecting my own heart. Remember John the Baptist. He did not live to make his own name great. Instead, he said, "He must increase, but I must decrease." And because of that humility, his name is still remembered as the one who prepared the way for the true light. You are the same, my beloved child. I am not lifting up your name so that you may claim glory for yourself. I am lifting you up so that through your life, many people may realize that I am still healing, restoring, and transforming souls that once seemed broken beyond repair. So when others begin to look upon you with respect, keep your heart gentle. Do not chase recognition as though it were the final goal. A mature soul no longer lives to prove its worth, because it has already found rest in my love. If today I allow your name to be spoken with honor, then use this season to sow even more kindness. Let your words become a place where others find encouragement. Let your actions carry the gentleness this world so desperately lacks. And whenever someone sees goodness within you, quietly return that glory to me within your heart. Do all things for the glory of God. As it is written in 1 Corinthians 10:31, this is the secret to keeping your light pure, never keeping it for yourself. When you use everything I have given you to love, heal, and uplift others, that light will never become burdened by pride. It will continue to be a stream of living water flowing through your life to refresh many other souls. My beloved child, I know there were times in the past when you longed to be understood, longed to be recognized, longed for the day when others would finally see your worth. But now I am leading you into a deeper place of maturity. I am teaching you that the greatest peace does not come from being acknowledged by the whole world, but from knowing that you are already known, loved, and chosen by me. When your soul stands firmly upon that foundation, the praise or criticism of the world will no longer have the power to control your heart. Then there will be people who draw near to you simply because they sense safety within your soul. There will be those who are lost and will find hope through your story. There will be people who once believed they could never change, yet begin to believe again because they see what I have done in your life. And in that very moment, your name becomes a bridge, not leading others toward admiration of a human being, but drawing them closer to me, the true source of all light. My beloved child, what I am building in your life is far greater than temporary recognition. I did not lead you through so many seasons of silence, transformation, and restoration merely so that others could admire you. I am creating a legacy, and a true legacy is not measured by how long your name is remembered, but by how the light from your life continues to live within others, long after you have passed through their lives. A word of encouragement you speak today may become the strength that keeps someone from giving up tomorrow. A quiet act of love may become the seed that transforms an entire family in the future. What is sown in love will always multiply far beyond what your eyes can see. Remember Abraham. When I called him out from the land that was familiar to him, he could not yet see the fullness of what I intended to do through his life. But through his obedience and faith, generations after him were blessed. Do you see? I always think far beyond a single lifetime, and I am doing the same through you today. Your faithful steps are creating paths that will make it easier for others to walk. The battles you silently overcome today will become hope for souls who one day face darkness of their own. The seed sown in good soil will bear fruit. As I once taught, every life-giving word you speak, every time you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, every act of kindness unseen by others is falling like seed into the hearts of people. Perhaps today you cannot yet see the full harvest, but I can. Some seeds will not sprout until long after you have forgotten that you ever planted them. And then, at the appointed time, those seeds will become great trees offering shade and rest to many others. My beloved child, do not measure your life only by the great things recognized by the world. The most beautiful legacies are often built through quiet things. A mother praying for her child every night. A person who listens when another soul is hurting. A heart that still chooses kindness after many wounds. These things may not be celebrated by the world, but they echo clearly in heaven. And I want your life to carry that kind of beauty, the beauty of a steady light that does not fade with time. I know there were moments when you believed you were too small to create anything lasting. But my child, a great river always begins with small streams. A vast forest always begins with a few quiet seeds hidden beneath dark soil. What I am doing within you today is the same. Every lesson you have learned, every tear you offered to me in faith, every time you chose to keep walking, though weary, I am weaving all of it into something far greater than the present moment. And then the day will come when you look back, not with pride over becoming famous or widely known, but with deep emotion as you see that the light I placed within you truly touched the lives of others. You will see souls healed through the gentleness you once gave away. You will see people rediscover hope because they saw that you did not give up. You will see generations walking more strongly because you chose faithfulness in the small part entrusted to you. So today, my beloved child, continue walking gently yet firmly. Do not think only about today. Think about the river I am creating through your life for the generations to come. Everything you do in love carries an echo beyond the present moment. And when you live with a heart firmly joined to me, your life will not merely become a beautiful story, it will become a lasting lamp, guiding many souls back toward peace, hope, and my everlasting love. My beloved child, the world often measures the value of a life by what it manages to hold on to: wealth, fame, status, or the fleeting applause of people. But I see differently. In my eyes, a truly rich life is not one that gathers much for itself, but one that knows how to sow light so that many others may live. The most beautiful legacy is not found in treasures locked away, but in seeds of love freely given without holding back. It is more blessed to give than to receive, as it is written in Acts 20:35. And I rejoice when I see you beginning to understand the beauty of giving with your whole heart. Do you know that the things you give away in love will live far longer than the things you try to keep for yourself? A word of encouragement you speak today may become the thread that holds someone together when they are ready to give up. A quiet act of kindness may become a beautiful memory that nourishes another soul for years to come. There will be people who forget the faces of many they once met, but they will never forget the feeling of being loved when they were with you. That is how the legacy of light is formed, not through loud echoes, but through gentle touches, deeply imprinted upon the human heart. My beloved child, every time you choose to remain steadfast in the midst of trials, you are opening a pathway for souls weaker than yourself. There are people looking at your life to learn how to rise again after being wounded. There are people searching for proof that a person can still keep a kind heart after suffering pain. And when they see you continue walking in peace instead of bitterness, in love instead of shutting your heart away, they begin to believe that they too can be changed. You do not fully realize the power of your faithfulness today, but I see every quiet influence spreading from your life like ripples upon the water. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. As it is written in Psalm 92:12, you are the kind of tree I am cultivating. Not a tree that grows only to display its own beauty, but a tree that gives shade, bears fruit, and becomes a shelter for many others. A healthy tree does not eat its own fruit. You are the same. My child, the strength I have given you is not so that you may live isolated within your own success, but so that you may become a place where others find hope and support. Remember Ruth, the woman who chose faithfulness in the smallest things. She did not know that her quiet steps would one day become part of the lineage leading to the Savior. Do you see? I always see far beyond what your eyes can perceive today. One small act of goodness may become the seed of blessing for an entire future generation. One soul you encourage today may later become a light for hundreds of others. That is how my kingdom spreads, not through forceful power, but through streams of love passed from one life to another. My beloved child, a true legacy does not stand still like a statue, built merely for people to admire. It is like a river continually flowing, bringing life wherever it goes. I have placed that river within you, but water remains pure only when it continues to flow outward. If you live only to keep everything for yourself, your soul will slowly dry up in the fear of loss. But when you learn how to give, giving kindness, compassion, time, forgiveness, and hope, the river within you will become fuller and fuller. Whoever believes in me, rivers of living water will flow from within them. As it is written in John 7:38, I want your life to become such a river, carrying life to places that have grown dry and weary. I see new connections being formed through the very journey you have walked. One person you encourage today will encourage another tomorrow. A flame of hope lit within one soul will continue shining into many more. And then, what began through actions that once seemed so small will spread far beyond your imagination. For in my hands, nothing given in love is ever wasted. My beloved child, do not be afraid to live generously. The world often teaches people to hold tightly in order to feel secure. But I teach you a different truth. A soul that knows how to give through love will never truly lack. A grain of wheat kept safely in the hand remains only a single grain. But when it allows itself to fall into the earth, it produces a harvest many times greater. You are the same. I am calling you to live like a seed, willing to sow yourself into love, kindness, and faithfulness, so that through your life, entire fields of hope may one day flourish for generations to come. And then the day will come when others speak of you. They will not only speak of someone strong or resilient, they will speak of the peace they once felt when they were near you. They will speak of the way you helped them believe again in love, in kindness, and in light amid a world full of wounds. They may not remember every word you said, but they will remember that you helped them rise when they wanted to collapse. That is the most beautiful legacy in my eyes. So today, my beloved child, continue living like a river that always makes room for life to flow through. Do not fear that giving will leave you empty. In my kingdom, the one who gives in love will always be filled again with new grace. And as you continue walking in this way, your life will not only become a beautiful story to be retold, it will become a lasting source of light, extending through many generations, so that all who touch it may know that my love can truly transform and renew all things. My beloved child, I want your life to become a living letter written not with ink, but with the faithful footprints you leave behind through the years. There are letters people read and then forget, but there are also letters they keep for a long time, because every line carries the warmth of truth. Your life is gradually becoming such a letter. Others will read in it the story of a soul that walked through the darkness without losing hope, that was broken, yet did not allow its heart to become hardened, that grew weary, yet still continued to trust me. You are a letter of Christ, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 3:3, I am writing something eternal upon your very life. Do you know that the tears you once shed were never meaningless? The long nights when you thought you were walking alone were actually the places where I was quietly engraving upon your soul the lessons that would one day become light for many others. Both your victories and the moments when you had to rise again after pain are coming together like lines in a sacred testament. One day, there will be souls who look at your journey and understand that they too can be healed. They will realize that no wound is too deep for me to restore, and no night is too long for my light to break through. Your transformed life will speak this truth more powerfully than any sermon. My beloved child, a true legacy is not built by beautiful words, but by a life that reflects my light through each small choice made every day. There are people who speak beautifully about love but have never truly lived in love. There are people who speak of peace while their hearts are full of unrest. But I am making you into a different kind of witness, one in which what you live and what you speak become one. When you continue to love amid pain, remain steadfast through trials, and hold on to hope through difficult seasons, you are writing a song whose echoes will still be heard by generations to come. I want you to understand that the restoration I have worked within you was never meant for you alone. A lamp that is lit always has the purpose of shining for many others. So every time I heal a part of your soul, I am also opening a way for other souls to find their own healing. The righteous will be remembered forever. As it is written in Psalm 112:6, not because they seek glory for themselves, but because their lives become living signs of my faithfulness in the midst of the world. And now, my child, as one chapter of your journey has been formed, I am opening a new door before you. Do not think that the journey ends once you are restored. No, that is only the beginning of something greater. I am leading you into a season where hope no longer remains only within your heart, but begins to spread like the morning sun covering the earth. You will see new opportunities arise. New people enter your life, and new callings awaken within your soul. None of these things are accidental. I am continuing to write your story with chapters filled with even greater light. Remember Moses. After I delivered him from his fear and insecurity, he no longer lived only for himself. I used him to open a path for an entire people to walk out of bondage. You are the same. My beloved child, what I am doing within you today will become a pathway for many others tomorrow. There will be people who find freedom because they see that you have been set free. There will be people who dare to hope again because they see that you did not give up. And through every step you take, I will continue expanding that light farther and farther. You are no longer imprisoned within the old cages of fear, shame, or the false definitions others once placed upon you. Those chains lost their power over your life the moment you allowed me to enter and renew your heart. Now you are learning how to walk in true freedom, not freedom to follow your own desires, but the freedom of a soul that knows it is loved and guided. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 3:17, that is a freedom no one can take from you, because it is held securely within my own hands. My beloved child, I want you to walk without bowing your head beneath the weight of old judgments anymore. There were voices that once tried to convince you that you were small, not good enough, not worthy enough. But now I am teaching you to see yourself through my eyes. You are not the sum of your past failures. You are not defined by rejection or misunderstanding. You are one who is loved by me, guided by me, and prepared by me for a good purpose. Every heartbeat within you today rests under my care. Every breath you take is a sign that I have not yet finished the work I began within you. And every moment of your life, even the smallest ones, is becoming a piece of the greater picture I am painting through your story. Perhaps you cannot yet see the whole picture now, but I can, and I promise you this, not a single part of your pain will ever be wasted in my hands. So today, my beloved child, continue walking with a peaceful heart. Do not fear the future, for I have already gone before you. Do not fear new doors, for I am the one who opens them. And do not fear becoming a light for others, because that light does not come from your own strength, but from me, the light that never fades. What I have begun within you will not be left unfinished. I will continue leading you, continue healing you, continue expanding you, and continue making your life into a living song of hope, freedom, and my everlasting love until the day everything is brought to complete fulfillment. My beloved child, from the very first days when you called out to me in silence, I was already there. There has never been a road you walked where my hand was absent. There may have been moments when you looked around and saw nothing but endless darkness, believing you had been left alone in days when no one could understand the depths of your heart. But my child, even in your loneliest moments, I was very near. When you cried in silence, I heard you. When you were weary and did not know where to lean, I held your soul with a love gentler than words can describe. I will never leave you nor forsake you. As it is written in Hebrews 13:5, that is not a temporary comfort, but an everlasting covenant I have made with you. Do you remember the times when you believed you had lost your way? The days when every door seemed closed? When your prayers felt as though they vanished into silence, and you wondered whether I was still guiding your life at all? But my beloved child, it was precisely in those dark places that I was nearer to you than ever before. A father does not abandon his child in the middle of a storm, neither have I abandoned you. There were things your eyes could not yet see, but your soul quietly sensed them. Peace beyond explanation. Strength arriving at the very moment you thought you could no longer continue, and small flames of hope still burning through the long night. Those were the traces of my presence. You were not chosen because you were more perfect than others. I do not seek souls that have never stumbled. I seek hearts willing to open themselves to my call. And in the midst of a noisy world, you stopped long enough to listen. Many hear only ambition, fear, and the hurried noise of life. But you chose to turn the ears of your heart toward me. It is that response that has set you apart for a good purpose. Many are called, but few are chosen. As it is written in Matthew 22:14, not because I love others less, but because not everyone is willing to remain long enough in stillness to hear my voice clearly. My beloved child, your life has never been a series of meaningless days, drifting by at random. Every season you have walked through has been part of a deeper plan than you can fully understand today. I have already appointed the meetings, the partings, the doors that opened, and even the doors that closed. There were moments when you believed you had lost direction, but in truth, I was redirecting you away from paths that did not belong to your destiny. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. As it is written in Proverbs 16:9, I am the one who sees the entire picture, while you can only see one small corner of it. And now, my child, you are stepping into a season more special than the ones before. The things that were once held in silence are beginning to move. Doors you once thought were permanently closed will open in ways so gentle that even you will be surprised. Not because you have exhausted yourself striving, but because the appointed time I have set has arrived. I am leading you into places you never believed you were capable of entering. I am bringing the right people near your life, people who will not pull you down, but who will build with you, strengthen you, and walk beside you in the light. You will begin to realize that nothing is accidental anymore. An unexpected meeting, a word spoken at the perfect moment, an opportunity appearing after a long season of waiting. All of it is being woven together by my unseen hand. Just as I used many different lives to form the lineage leading to the Savior, I am also weaving every detail of your life into a tapestry more beautiful than you can imagine. Perhaps today you cannot yet see the full picture, but every thread is already resting in its rightful place within my hands. Remember Elijah when he fled in fear and believed he was completely alone among a rebellious people. He thought no one remained faithful. No one understood him anymore. But I told him that I had still preserved those who had not bowed to darkness. Do you see, my beloved child? There are seasons when you feel alone simply because I am setting you apart to prepare you for something greater. But I have never truly left you alone. And even now, I am preparing the people who will walk beside you in this very season. My beloved child, do not be afraid to keep moving forward. I know the future before you sometimes fills you with both hope and trembling, but you do not need to see the entire road in order to trust me. A child does not need to know every turn ahead. The child only needs to know that the Father's hand is holding tightly on. That is how I am holding your hand. Every step you take today is being guarded within my care. Even the smallest details of your life remain under my loving providence. So today, continue walking with peace in your heart. Do not worry excessively about how everything will unfold. Your responsibility is not to control the entire future, but to keep your heart close to me. When you remain near me, you will recognize the signs I place along your path. You will know when to step forward and when to wait. You will sense which doors I am opening and which things I am protecting you from entering too soon. And then, my beloved child, when you look back upon this journey, you will understand that not a single moment was ever forgotten by me. Every tear, every season of waiting, every time you thought you were lost has been used by me to lead you exactly where I intended from the beginning. What I have started within you will not stop halfway. I will complete it with my love, with my grace, and with my gentle power until the day your life truly becomes a guiding light for many other souls in this world. My beloved child, when the dawn opens before your eyes each day, do not step into it with the mindset of someone trying to prove their worth to the world. Step into it as one who is already loved, already chosen, and already called by name by me long ago. Every new day is not merely the continuation of time, but a doorway I open for you to live according to the light I have placed within your soul. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. As it is written in Psalm 118:24, I want you to learn how to welcome each day with pure joy, not because everything is always easy, but because you know that I am still walking beside you through every season of life. You do not need to chase recognition in order to feel that your life has meaning. A flower does not bloom because it wants to be praised. It blooms because that is the nature I placed within it. You are the same, my beloved child. I did not create you to live in exhausting comparison or competition with others. I created you with your own unique mark, your own voice, and your own path that no one else can replace. When you are faithful with what I entrust to you today, no matter how small it may seem, I myself will expand the borders of your life at the best time. Whoever is faithful in little will also be entrusted with much. As it is written in Luke 16:10, so do not look down on the quiet things you are doing each day. It is there that I am preparing you for greater things. My child, I did not call you merely to pursue the world's definition of success. There are many who achieve everything people admire, yet their souls remain empty. I called you to become a living sign of my love in this dry and weary world. I want your life to become a place where others look and find hope. A word from you can lift a despairing heart. A gentle act from you can dissolve the darkness within someone's soul. And many times, the peaceful presence within you will be the light that helps others. Remember, they have not been forgotten. My beloved child, never look at yourself through the harsh eyes of the world. I did not create you as a mistake that must be constantly corrected in order to please people. You are a work I have shaped with love and purpose. I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. As it is written in Isaiah 49:16, this means I know every part of you, both the strengths and the hidden wounds you try to conceal, and I still call you precious. No season of your life has been forgotten by me. No tear has fallen without my seeing it. Even on the days when you think you are standing still, I am quietly working behind the curtain your eyes cannot yet see through. Remember Joseph during his years in prison. In the eyes of the world, he seemed forgotten, but in that dark place, I was preparing him for the throne appointed for him. If I had raised him up too soon, before his heart had matured enough, power itself could have destroyed his soul. So I allowed him to pass through seasons of waiting in order to learn wisdom, patience, and faith. You are the same, my beloved child. The delays in your life are not signs that I have rejected you. They are the time I use to make you strong enough, deep enough, and clear enough for what I am about to entrust to you. I know there are times when you grow weary from waiting so long. There are times when you see others moving ahead more quickly and wonder why your own journey feels so slow. But remember that I do not work according to the hurried rhythm of the world. I do everything according to the rhythm of maturity. Fruit picked too early has not yet become sweet. A soul that enters a new season before it has been fully prepared can easily lose its peace. That is why I have been patient with you, not to delay the blessing, but to make you truly ready when the new season comes. My beloved child, now I am calling you to walk in true freedom. Not freedom to live without direction or to chase every fleeting desire, but freedom to live according to the meaning I placed within your life from the beginning. I did not create you merely to survive each day. I created you to carry light, to change the atmosphere wherever you are present, and to become a stream of living water for dry and weary souls. You are the light of the world. As it is written in Matthew 5:14, light is not born to hide itself in darkness. It is placed high so it can guide many others. There are places I will lead you into that you once never dared to imagine you could enter. There are people I will allow you to meet so that together you may build something greater than yourselves. And there are doors that will open not because you exhausted yourself striving, but because I appointed their timing long ago. You only need to keep walking with trust and faithfulness. I will take care of the rest. So today, my beloved child, rejoice, not because every trial has disappeared, but because you know that the one holding your hand is greater than every trial. This is no longer the season of fear or insecurity. This is the season in which the seeds I planted within you are beginning to bloom beautifully. And through your very life, my name will be glorified not through display or pride, but through the gentle beauty of a soul that has been transformed, set free, and is now living fully within my eternal light. My beloved child, what I have placed into your hands was never meant to become a burden that exhausts your soul. I do not call you to follow me through fear or heavy pressure. I call you through love, and everything I give is meant to lead you into deeper freedom. Therefore, the mission you carry is not a chain meant to bind your life, but a stream of living water that keeps your soul alive each day. When you allow my message to remain within your heart, it becomes like a seed, quietly taking root beneath the soil, not loud, not hurried, but steadily growing until the entire garden of your soul blooms with fruit. I know there were places within your heart that became dry through disappointment, closed because of wounds, and dormant through weariness. But my word is like gentle rain falling upon land that has long lacked water. Little by little, I am softening those hardened places. I am awakening abilities within you that you never imagined you possessed. I am restoring joy within you that darkness once tried to extinguish. And this transformation will not come like a fire that flares up and quickly fades away. I want it to grow from within you, day by day, little by little, so that when strong winds come, your soul will still stand firm in peace. Whoever remains in me, and I in them, will bear much fruit. As it is written in John 15:5, it is when you remain within my love that true life continues to flow through you without ceasing. My beloved child, do not think that walking in the light is merely a series of isolated moral actions. Every gentle choice you make is a sacred declaration. When you choose forgiveness instead of holding on to bitterness, you are declaring before both heaven and earth that love is stronger than pain. When you choose peace instead of allowing your heart to be pulled into chaos, you are affirming that I am still reigning over your life. And when you continue loving even after being wounded, you are reflecting my very heart in this divided world. These are not merely actions, they are evidence that you belong to me. Many people believe that the small decisions made each day carry little significance. But I see differently. A long road is formed through many small steps. A great painting is created through countless quiet brushstrokes. And a life that reflects my light is also woven together through ordinary choices repeated faithfully over time. I see every moment when you hold back harshness and instead choose gentle words. I see every time you choose prayer instead of despair. I even see the hidden battles that no one knows except me. And it is those very things that are shaping the new person within you. Remember Noah. For many long years, he continued building the ark amid mocking eyes and doubt. The world did not understand what he was doing. Yet he remained faithful to what I had entrusted to him. You too will have days like that. My beloved child, there will be moments when what you are sowing seems far too small in such a vast world. There will be times when you share light and receive only silence in return. There will be moments when you wonder whether the seeds you planted are truly growing at all. But I want you to remember this. Your task is not to force the seeds to grow. Your task is to faithfully sow them. The rest belongs to me. My word will not return to me void. As it is written in Isaiah 55:11, this means that no word of love you sow in me is ever wasted. There are seeds that will sprout long after you have forgotten you ever planted them. There are souls that will quietly be transformed through the things you say and do without you ever realizing it. I am working in places your eyes cannot yet see. Therefore, do not let delay make you doubt the value of the life you are living. My beloved child, I do not want you to live under the pressure of having to do everything perfectly. I only want you to remain close to me and allow my love to flow naturally through your life. A branch does not force itself to bear fruit. It simply remains connected to the vine. You are the same. When you remain in me, the fruits of peace, kindness, and wisdom will naturally grow within you. And then, your very life will become a message more powerful than any words could ever be. I know there will be times when this calling feels like a gentle breeze, filling your heart with joy. But there will also be seasons when it feels like a strong wind sweeping away old things to prepare room for the new. Do not fear those seasons of change. I do not do anything to destroy you. I am only refining your soul so that you may carry greater light. Some things must be removed so that something more beautiful may grow. So today, my beloved child, continue walking with a gentle heart. Do not measure this journey by whether others understand you or not. Do not allow doubtful eyes to make you forget the calling I have placed within your heart. I did not call you to be accepted by everyone. I called you to remain faithful in a world that changes so easily. And as you continue living this way, day after day, you will realize that the message I placed within you is not only transforming others, it is also continually transforming you into a more beautiful reflection of my love, my peace, and my eternal light. My beloved child, I did not place light within you so that it could be hidden like a lamp beneath a basket. I lit it so that souls walking in weariness might see hope through your life. There are many people out there quietly battling their own darkness. They smile outwardly, yet inside they feel empty. They continue living, but their hearts are exhausted because they no longer know where they belong. and I desire to use the gentleness within you to reach them. You do not need to become someone with a loud voice among crowds. I only ask you to remain faithful to the souls I place near you each day. A timely word of encouragement, a listening gaze, a sincere embrace, or even a quiet prayer can become the doorway through which my love enters someone's heart. Do not underestimate the small sphere of influence you have today. My beloved child, the world often believes that only grand things create change. But I delight in beginning with the simplest things. I once used a little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands. I once used the words of a woman at the well to draw an entire city toward the light. Do you see? What I require is not perfection or great scale. What I seek is a heart willing to be used by me. And when you give away love faithfully, I myself will cause the echo of it to spread farther than you can imagine. You are the light of the world. As it is written in Matthew 5:14, but light does not need to shout in order to be seen. It only needs to keep burning. I want you to understand that the greatest strength of light is not found in noise, but in its quiet ability to drive away darkness. There will be people who may not remember exactly what you said to them, but they will remember the peace they felt when they were near you. And sometimes, just one moment of being truly loved is enough to save a soul from despair. My beloved child, I also want you to always keep your heart open to continue learning from me. Never think that you have already arrived or understood everything. My wisdom is deeper than the ocean and wider than the sky. In every season, I will open new depths of truth and peace before you. There are things you cannot yet understand today, but tomorrow I will teach you through experience, through encounters, and through the seasons you walk through. It is in humble seeking that your soul will continually be renewed. Remember Samuel when he was still a child in the temple. He did not begin by teaching crowds. He began by learning how to hear my voice in the quiet of the night. And because he kept his heart tender and willing, I was able to continue speaking to him deeper things. You are the same, my beloved child. I will call you back many times not to condemn you, but to teach you, to fill you, and to lead you deeper into my clarity. Do not fear not knowing enough. A soul that knows it needs me is always a soul that can continue to grow. I do not want this sacred work to become a burden that exhausts you. Many people try to serve by their own strength and gradually lose their joy and peace. But I have never called you to live that way. I call you to walk in my rest. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. As it is written in Matthew 11:28, the work you do for me is not sustained by pressure, but by love. When you remain close to me, you will not need to strain to keep the light burning. The oil of my spirit will continually renew you. My beloved child, there will be days when you feel weak and weary. There will be times when you wonder whether you still have enough strength to keep loving and giving. But in those moments, I want you to remember that strength does not come from you. My power is made perfect in weakness. As it is written in 2 Corinthians 12:9, when you admit that you need me, I will fill you with new strength. I am not looking for people who never grow tired. I am looking for hearts that know how to return to me to be restored. So do not try to carry every burden on your shoulders as though everything depends on you. You are only the channel. I am the source of the water. And a channel does not need to create water by itself in order to nourish the fields. It only needs to remain in the right place so the water can flow through. You are the same. When you remain in my presence, my love, wisdom, and peace will continue flowing through your life to others. My beloved child, I am preparing new depths for you in this journey. There are souls you have not yet met who are waiting for the light within you. There are doors I will open so that my love may spread farther through your story. And as you continue walking with humility and trust, you will realize that what I do through your life will never run dry. for its source is not found in your limited strength, but in me, the everlasting spring that never ceases to flow. So today, rest in my love. Continue giving light through things that are simple yet true. Continue returning to me to be renewed each day. And then, step by step, you will see your life become a river of peace flowing through many dry and weary souls, carrying hope, healing, and a light that no darkness can ever extinguish. Beloved, now walk with your head lifted and your soul at peace, for you are no longer wandering in uncertainty. I have placed light upon the path you are walking, and my hand remains there, holding you gently as from the very beginning. Do not fear the days ahead, simply because you cannot yet see everything. Those who walk with me do not need to see the whole road in order to know they are safe. The Lord, He it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. As written in Book of Deuteronomy 31:8, I am not only waiting at the end of your journey, I am walking with you in every step, in every breath, in every moment you tremble, yet continue forward. Beloved, do not let your heart grow heavy with concern over outcomes. Some things are not yours to carry. The one who sows cannot command the rain, nor can they force the seed to grow by their own strength. Your part is to sow in faithfulness. My part is to bring the harvest in its appointed season. Every drop of effort you offer in obedience is never wasted. I see your hidden faithfulness, your continued love even in exhaustion, your gentleness preserved in a harsh world, and I will turn all of it into water that nourishes the field of your future. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. As written in Book of Psalms 126:5, not a single seed you sow in me is lost. Be strong, beloved, not in your own strength, but in the certainty that I am the one who has called you. Many look only at their limitations and remain smaller than what I have destined them to become. But I ask you to lift your eyes to me rather than bow to your fears. When Moses stood before the Red Sea, everything around him declared there was no way forward. Yet the power was never in Moses. It was in the one who told him to lift his staff. So it is with you. Do not measure your future by your present ability. Measure it by my faithfulness. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. As written in Epistle to the Philippians 4:13, if I have called you, I will also strengthen you to complete what I have given you. Beloved, do not allow doubt to cast a thin mist over what I have already illuminated in your heart. The enemy does not always try to pull you away with great darkness. Often it only seeks to make you question what I have already spoken. But today, I call you to stand firm in assurance. I have made a way. I have prepared ahead of you. I have placed grace before your steps. You do not need to wait for perfect conditions to begin living in your calling. When Joshua stood before the Jordan in flood season, the waters did not part first to guarantee safety. The river held back only when the priest stepped into it in obedience. The miracle often begins after the first step of faith. So today, step forward with courage. Beloved, understand this. The peace I give you does not depend on whether everything around you is calm. It comes from knowing you are exactly where I have called you to be, even if winds still move outside. Within you, there will be a deep stillness that the world cannot take away. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. As written in Gospel of John 14:27, when you live in my presence, fear loses its voice, and the light within you grows stronger. And that light will not remain in you alone. It will touch those I place around your life. There are weary souls who will rediscover hope by seeing your faithfulness. There are broken hearts who will be lifted by the peace they sense in you. There are lives grown cold who will be warmed again because I am still alive and working through your life. Let your light so shine before men as written in Gospel of Matthew 5:16. I did not save you only so that you would have peace for yourself. I formed your life to become a lamp for others seeking light. Beloved, this moment is the season I have been preparing you for. Do not hesitate any longer. Do not return to old places of safety because fear is whispering to you. I have opened the door. I have clothed you with sufficient grace. I have placed within you strength you did not know you carried. What I require now is not your perfection, but your sincere yes. And even one true yes can move realities you have never imagined. So now, walk in my light and in my covering. Let your steps follow the rhythm of faith. Let your heart rejoice as one who is no longer lost. And when you grow weary, remember, I am still here, closer than your breath, lifting you with a love that has never changed.